Just a heads up here to show you what broken vehicles we've got that we're going to be fixing. We're in the middle of fixing this one already. So this, to give you a little sneak preview, has got a seized engine. We know that because we've been dragging it up and down with a forklift, trying to get it to turn over, not having it. No more secrets for that one. Also, this used to be our flagship vehicle. I built this, we bought it during COVID. It was very expensive. Kitted it all out in the back. I'll show you a few screenshots here of the videos that I made while I was building it. If you're a long-term viewer of the channel, you'll know all about this van. And it took an SH1T in Scotland there to be recovered, and the engine is absolutely lunch. You can see there, here's the pistons. We have stripped the living crap out of that. Here's a gearbox for it. And the plan is to put another engine in it. But at the moment, it's just finding an engine that's good enough to run for your business at an agreeable price. At the moment, it's probably cheaper just to buy another van. But it's a shame because it's a really good van with the bike moving equipment in the back of it. So yeah, that's another project. And here is all the parts that we threw out from that van. I'm hoping to just get a complete engine. It's toast anyway, people, so don't worry about all the rust in the cylinders. But every single shell had been nipped on the crankshaft. So we're doing a bit of a switcheroo, and we're moving away from bikes just for time being, because we've got loads of things that are dead to start. And this is going to be the first one. It's a JCB 2CX. This little thing, it's not been started in a fair while, so that's going to be the first thing. But someone's already had their hands on it. Apparently, it wouldn't start, it wouldn't run. So someone's put on a new injector pump and a new filter, changed the filter, and then they fitted the new lift pump. So they're the three things it's had on. What they say is it'll run, but then it cuts out straight away. They can't figure it out. They got bored, gave up, and it's been sat here ever since. On the bottom of the lift pump, you've got this little lever. Now that is for priming the diesel. So what you do is you give that a pump, it forces the diesel through the pipe to the injector pump, and then you undo this bolt just here, where my finger is. You undo that little grub screw there, and then the air will rush out while you're pumping from the other side. And then what you have to do after that is crack off these injector pumps once all air's been purged from the pump. You crack off these injector pipes up here, there and there and there, and then you crank the engine over until you see diesel come up. You tighten up the unions again, and all being well, it should fire up. But first we need to put some charging battery, because that is flat. So find us some spanners out, Connor. One spanners for injectors, which I think is 9/16, and we need one for the bleed screw on injector. Is there not 9/16? Yep, 5/8. Hopefully going back to Imperial stuff. You don't have to work on metric for so long.
Yeah, I bet it is.
When I said brilliant, I mean, yeah, this is a wonderful thing now. What's happened is we've reached an interesting point where we've got metric stuff and Imperial stuff.
And Imperial, yeah.
So we're going to need two sets of spanners. Yeah, definitely are. Everything's Imperial, apart from stuff on injector pump, which is metric. Nice. Just crack off this little bleed screw, and then we should be able to prime it from the other side. Priming, for if you don't know, is just basically getting rid of the air from the system and replacing it with diesel. Yeah, there's some air in that. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Right, so just undo that. Just unscrew bleed screw. There should be a little flat on it, can you see it there? That's just what lets fuel and air out. So what I'll do is I'll just screw it in a tiny bit. That's it. And I'll pump it out. Pump it through from the other side. Right, Connor, just let me know.
Yep.
Not coming out yet?
Got air.
Is there air coming out?
Oh, there's a lot of air.
So fuel comes from the lift pump up through that sediment filter there. So that's now forcing diesel through to the injector pump. I'm pumping that.
Oh, we got fuel coming through.
Right, do we have any more air coming through it?
It sounds like it. Yep, that's
So
about
it's
it
just
now.
fuel now, is it?
Oh, got more air. That's fuel again.
So
That should be good, yeah.
Just fuel. There's no diesel coming out of it. Nip that back up. We should be good to go. Right, next, get a spanner. It's a 5/8 spanner. Just crack off injectors. And what that does, when we crank the engine, The injector pump will pump the diesel up to here to pump the air out until it becomes just diesel, and then it should technically fire up. But it's not, the object of what we're doing today isn't to actually get it going. We've already got it going. We're just looking out for an intermittent fault that it's got. Well, it's not intermittent actually, it's all the time. It runs for 5 or 10 minutes and then cuts out. I think it's, well, probably more like 2 minutes, isn't it? Right, so now let's crank it over again until the diesel comes up to the top. Do you want to film or do you want to crank?
Is then I shall film.
Yeah, just crank. Oh, that battery's really struggling. Whoa! Right, knock it off. Well, she wants to go anyway. So we nip them all back up. Yeah, system primed. Yeah. That's the belt flipping a little bit. It's been running for a minute now and it's not put out yet.
Now we got it going, all we had to do was just keep running it up and down until it broke down so we could diagnose what the fault was. So I might as well let Connor do it. If you ever get access to one of these, definitely take up that opportunity. Just one of these, bit of spare land, just driving it up and down, there's such a laugh. JCB, father and son, summer's day. What more can you ask for? Seemed to be lasting for a while before breaking down. So we let the old man own it, and sure enough, as soon as I got behind the wheel, it cut out.
It's gone. Right, how long was that?
I can hear it.
Can you hear what?
Jump out. It's definitely that side.
Could do with some soapy water. And you can see where it leaks coming from.
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Right, you ready? Ah. We got pressure.
There
Whoa.
it is.
Oh, that's a lot of air. Right, let's try and prime it through from the other side.
Okay, okay.
Coming through.
Go on.
It's not coming through yet.
Nope.
No, right,
Nope.
that's a big sign then, isn't it? We've got a big gap.
It's pushing something through. Like remnants of fuel.
We've got something come off at starter
Water
here
air.
as well. Some wires come off at starter motor.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we've got fuel running out now.
Just fuel or air fuel?
Just fuel. Yep, just fuel.
Right, just fuel.
Oh, air.
Yep, that's a little bit airy. Right, that's just fuel.
Have you farted?
Yes, I have. Yes. It's quite a good one, isn't it?
It is.
Mhm.
It's quite impressive.
Yeah. When you say impressive, you mean disgusting.
Yes.
So we had a little breakthrough. This pipe goes up to this sediment filter. That comes from the tank. I don't even know if that's going to focus in. It goes right down here and into the fuel tank, which is just there. And there's a little split in it. Now, the reason why you can't see diesel running out of that little split is because that diesel on that side is under a vacuum from the pump. It's pulled up from the pump, which is just there. But the pump pulls it up through the drain only sediment filter there, and then to that pump, which is then pushed around to the injector pump. So it sucks the diesel from the tank, but because there's a split in that pipe, it's pulling air in, and now that air is then getting pushed round to injector pump and then pushed up to the top. So we've fitted a new pipe, got it genuine from JCB. It wasn't the cheapest, as you know. I don't like doing things like that, but... And for the eagle-eyed of you, I will put up the clip earlier on of us trying to prime the system and it pushing air bubbles through.
Reason why we can't have air in the system is because air can be compressed, and we need high pressure for the injectors to actually brake and spray fuel into the cylinders. If we've got diesel, we've got high pressure. If we've got air, we've got none.
Did you just spray that all into that cap?
I probably did. It's hard to brake.
We'd given a Noco Boost such a hard time it had gone completely flat, so we pulled in the big JCB and the big heavy jump leads just to give it some proper power for starting. Don't forget, if you want to support us directly, you can always do that by buying us a coffee. We'll leave you a link in the description.
So fast forward 4 months, Connor's got a mullet now.
So we found out what the hissing was. The hissing turned out to be a split coolant hose coming from the water pump. So we couldn't run it for too long without it getting hot, which meant we couldn't be sure that we'd actually nailed the fault. To get better access, and to make sure that you don't sever your arms, you raise the arms on the front and prop them for safety.
So here's the offending pipe. First we need to get this radiator off so I can do that hose.
As it turned out, we didn't need to take off the whole radiator to get at the hose. I could just get a ratchet in there with a 7mm socket.
That's the split pipe. Now, these pipes aren't easy to come by. Local JCB place has them on back order, which means we don't know how long. We're gonna have to wait for that. So I'm gonna do the get you home method. I'm gonna cut the end of the pipe off, put the clip a bit further down, force it back on and tighten it up and see if we can hold water after that. And for the time being at least, until we get a new pipe, we'll get away with it. Alright, give it a little pull test. Yep, that's back on there, and that's just insulation. The pipe underneath it's not too bad. And it's not the best, but as long as it doesn't leak, it'll do for now. I think we're done with the icy frosty weather now this year. Don't need to worry too much about coolant. As long as it holds water, we know it'll hold coolant.
So now we've got it holding coolant, all we need to do is work it as hard as we can, try and make it show this fault again. Worked it for at least an hour and we had no problems, it wasn't drawing any air in, it wasn't breaking down. So it's a success.
Start charging.
Multimeter was just showing 12 volts, so that means the alternator's doing nothing, even when I raise the idle.
You might know the trick about fitting starter motors to make them work on time being, but it also works on alternators.
So that's something else we've revived. This has been standing for I don't know how long, but the amount of moss on the windows, I'd say it was a good 5-6 years. Someone had given up on it. They didn't want to put the effort into it. They didn't think it was worth it. And I just like to see potential in these old things. Plus it's nice to get back to my root, because when I left school, I worked on diesels. I've got all this knowledge just sitting around, and it's wasted now because everything's electronic. It's nice to be able to work on things with mechanical injector pumps. So no one says it has to be always about bikes. So if you enjoyed this little change of pace, don't forget to like it, leave us a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.